The issue, though, all that's a good little sermon. It's really just a good little intro. The issue is that no one gets angry at the rich young ruler. The scribes and Pharisees are mute as the rich young ruler claims to have kept all of the commandments from his youth. That should have ticked the Pharisees off. If Jesus had said as much, they would have tried to stone him. But he's speaking their language of religion. Zacchaeus, on the other hand, is a tax collector, obviously a sinner. It's very bothersome to them that Jesus would spend time with this man, and so they complain. And Jesus says in verse 9, "Today salvation has come to this house," now watch this, "because he also is the son of Abraham." Did you catch the word also? This man is just as much a child of Abraham as you are. Now here's the interesting part to me, is the leaders, the rulers, had just called Zacchaeus a sinner. Jesus calls him a son of Abraham. What does that mean, he's a son of Abraham? He's a Jew. That means he can receive whatever Abraham was destined to receive, Zacchaeus qualifies to receive. Yet the crowd calls him a sinner. Watch 10. "For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost." There's our title. Jesus seeks and saves that which was lost. Now, why does Jesus close the Zacchaeus encounter with this statement? Remember what the crowd said. The crowd said Zacchaeus is a sinner. What was Jesus' rebuttal? He's just as much a child of Abraham as you are. In other words, he's a Jew just like you. And then Jesus calls a Jew lost. You see that? He calls a Jew lost. In that 10th verse, the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. Now, if I said to you today, we have some lost people in our midst, due to the way we converse in the modern church, what you would assume that I mean is we have some sinners in our midst that have not accepted Jesus, that are not part of the family of God, and then we would list off a whole bunch of things that we think about them and where they're going to end up for eternity. That's kind of our mentality when it comes to the lost, when it comes to sinners. But I want you to notice that the religious crowd assumed Zacchaeus was a sinner because he was a tax collector. Jesus identified him as a son due to who his father was. He's as much of a son as you are. The church seems on a sin hunt. Jesus was always on a son hunt, on a relationship hunt. Where the church identified him as a sinner, Jesus identified him as a son. But here's the undeniable truth, and it's on your screen. Regardless of what you call him, either a sinner or a son, Jesus called him lost. Sinner, son, but lost. So let me ask you today, is it possible for you to be sitting in Midland Church and be lost? Is it possible for you to be sitting in Midland Church having received Jesus as the Lord and Savior of your life, and you are as much a son of Abraham due to the finished work of Christ as Zacchaeus was, or Caiaphas was, or Isaac and Jacob were, and still in one area or the other be lost? And that's the point of this sermon today, is not that when I say some of you are lost, I mean you are a sinner. Because the world may classify us in saints and sinners. Jesus classifies us in relationship. So for those of you, I don't care what the world says about you, I want you to know today, if you've accepted Jesus, you're a son. You're a daughter. But could you be lost and be a son? Now, if you keep your mentality about the word lost, that just means sinner bound for hell, then you're not going to be able to see where we're going with this message today. But if you insert the same word Jesus inserted, that Zacchaeus is the son of Abraham and still lost and needed found, then you'll realize that Jesus has come to seek and to save that which was lost. And it doesn't just mean the whore out on the street. Here's how I know, at least in part, that we're getting close to the truth. Look at the Greek. The word lost in the Greek is the Greek word apollymi. A-P-O-L-L-Y-M-I. Apolemy means, and we put the definition on the screen, number one, to destroy, and then one has an A and a B. Look at A. To put out of the way entirely, to abolish, to put an end to ruin. But look at B. The Greek word apolemy, translated oftentimes lost, but a better translation according to Thayer's Greek lexicon is to render useless. Let's say it that way. The Son of Man came to seek and to save that which has been rendered useless. So I ask you again, is it possible for you today to be a son of Abraham by faith in the finished work of Jesus Christ and have any area in your life that has been rendered useless? I say to you, yes. I say to you today that it is possible and it is probable that there are areas in people's lives that have been rendered useless by one reason or the other, but I'm here to tell you that Jesus is seeking and saving all of the areas in your life where you've been rendered useless.